Welcome, crafty friends. Any Collins here for Pixie Dust Designs. Today we're going to create this wizard game card. We're using the I've Been Seeking stamp and die set. This has 13 dies, one stamp. It actually cuts 17 pieces because some of our pieces are layering. So I just wanted to let you know that it will cut 17 pieces. Some of the dies cut multiples, like the rings, the little sticks for the rings, the parts for the wings, and the broom and the key have layering pieces. So here's our game ball, and it also has a layering piece for the ball. So there's plenty of things that you can do with these. You can create the flying key or the broom. It's as is, and so forth. So I've already die cut all our pieces ahead of time. So I'm going to set those aside. I also am going to bring in 2 alcohol markers to accent our broom. And then I have our pattern paper here that I've die cut using a die from my stash. I'm going to pull this one out here is where we're going to stamp our sentiment. And then these are the pieces for our card. I cut those from black cardstock. I'm going to set our pieces to the side for a second because we're going to stamp our sentiment first to give it a moment to dry while we do everything else because the ink I'm using takes a little bit to dry. All right, so I'm going to grab my stamping platform really quick, and then I'll place my sentiment, my piece in here. All right, I'm going to align my sentiment towards the top of this little arch here. And if you see me move it off screen, it's because I'm trying to line it up, and I can't do that without sticking my head in the way. So once I have it where I want it, and now I shifted, so I have to do it again. Bear with me. I will stamp this using some VersaFine Onyx black ink. That's a nice detailed black ink. You can use whatever ink you prefer. That's what I have on hand and what I prefer. So I'm going to ink this up really well, press it, and give it a nice firm press. And there, it's all set. I'm going to put it to the side to dry. And then we can start building our little, adhering all our pieces together. We're going to start with our broom. The broom has 3 pieces. It has the base, which has your broom handle, and it has that little spot for you to put your bristles. It has your bristles, and it has your coil piece. The coil is the little metal piece that holds your bristles together. Here's our broom bristles, and they have the word I'm looking for. It's indented, I guess, little design in there. I'm just following those same designs with my markers just to accent our broom, just to give it a little more oomph. So it's not just a plain yellow piece of cardstock. Just following the same design that's on there. All the thought process is done for you. So now I can adhere that to the base. The base has it marked exactly where you can put it, and it goes right there. Press that in place. Now here's our coil. I cut mine from gold foil cardstock. You can cut yours from just any color that you prefer. I chose gold to accent everything else that I have because I have a lot of gold accents here. Now we're going to adhere our rings together, or the goals. You know, like in games, there's the field goals. In this wizard game, the rings are the goals. So there are 3 stakes for your rings. The larger one goes with the larger ring, and the 2 smaller ones go with the 2 smaller rings. I just put a little dab of glue on my stake and then adhere the ring. I cut these also from gold foil cardstock, and that just, I thought it went great with this. So here are our rings all together. There you go. Super simple, super easy. Now we're going to put together our game ball. The game ball has wings. The wings I've cut from vellum. The ball itself I cut from the same gold cardstock, and then I cut the little layering piece from gold glitter cardstock. For the wings, there are these little accent pieces that go on the top. Those are the 2 thin little pieces you see on the top there. Those come in 1 die. They'll cut both of those little accent pieces for you. So here I'll start with the ball. it has this decorative piece. And as you can see on the base, it's already indented. So you know exactly where to line up and place that little decorative piece. I'm going to place that on there. I've cut that from gold glitter cardstock just to give a different texture. My wings I cut from vellum, and then the gold piece that goes on the accent piece, I should say, I cut from gold cardstock just to keep the continuity of the design here that I have. So these are super easy. You just adhere the little piece to the top of your wings. There you go. And then you adhere the wings to the ball. However, I almost messed up here. I should have just looked at the back of the packaging. The back of the packaging will always show you how everything gets adhered together. I was placing the wings in the wrong direction. The wings have like a little indent and then they flow up. That little indent goes towards the ball. So I almost put it on backwards, but it's okay. I caught it beforehand. All right, let me adhere this last little piece here. You see how it swoops inward and then out? That little inward piece goes against the ball. So I'm placing one behind the ball, and I needed to leave this just a second more to adhere, and I didn't. I picked it up too soon. So I'm going to hold it. I'm lifting up my little decorative design on the ball. I'm tucking my wing behind it. You do how you want. On the back of the packaging, it just tells you to lay it on top, as you can see. But I'm doing it this way. Now, you also have all the components to create the flying key. I did not do that with this card. All right, let's bring in the rest of the pieces for our card. I'm going to adhere our sentiment right on the base here towards the top, making sure I get as much of the sentiment to be seen once the card is all together. Now, this pattern paper is from my stash. It's basic gray. Basic gray no longer exists. They're no longer creating paper and such. But I had some and I looked at it and I thought it has all the colors of the wizard houses. And I thought this would work in an abstract way. One of the side pieces is green. I know it reads like yellowy, but it's actually green. I will show you here in a bit. So you have all the house colors within this. I'm putting these crossbars in here. This will create the pop-up mechanism. But when you lay this card flat, you can mail it in a standard envelope, in a standard A2 envelope, I should say. But when it pops up to be displayed for, the receiver to pop it up and display it on their desk or wherever they choose. So this one here is like a bluey color. And then this one here, this is the one that reads kind of yellow on my screen, but it's actually a green. It's a green color. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the last little crossbar here. Once I put this and it's nice and even, we can start decorating our card with all our fun wizard game pieces. So there we go. See, when you go to mail it, you just push it flat. I'm going to start with our rings. I'm going to start with our largest ring, and I'm going to move it around until I decide where I want it. And I'm going to place it on the first back bar. There's altogether those 3 center bars. There's 3 of them. The closest to the back end is where I'm going to place that one. And then the 2 smaller ones will be on the next bar, just creating that dimension. Sorry, I'm a little off screen. It's kind of hard to get everything and see everything. This is what happens when you're old and you wear glasses. You got to bring things closer to your face. All right. So once I get that there, anything that hangs out or over, I trim off on the bottom because you need everything to be flat so your card can stand up. You see how it's poking out from the bottom? I'm just going to trim that. I'll just fold the card and then trim that off. And now it's standing. Now this is overview because of the way I film. But when it's displayed, I'll show you it once I lay it flat on my desk, how you would see it if it's displayed on your desk. See, it would be like that. Right now we're looking at the overhead shot, and that's not how you would look at it. All right, I decided I'm going to put my broom back here next to the sentiment. That's where our wizard would be riding on said broom. And I'm just going to put it right there. Now the little broom sticks out a bit. That's fine because it'll still fit within our envelope. And our ball, I'm going to place it here, but I'm going to pop it up. I'm going to get some foam adhesive, place it only behind the ball. Any adhesive will show on vellum, just to let you know. And I'm going to squish it flat so that I know that my wings are within the card. And that's it. Our card is done. Perfect for displaying, and it would be displayed like this. You would see it from your angle. Again, we used, let me grab my die set here, the I've Been Seeking die set. Again, it's 13 dies, one stamp, die cut 17 layering pieces to create all the things for the Wizard games. I thank you for being here. Here's another look at our card. I hope you found some inspiration. Everything will be linked for you below.